MS, and after the chase on Ahame, this is quite poor for LBZ. They at least get GQ. Nothing to say now on the run. Searing Chains hits the Sand King as well as the Distract. It'll confirm the escape. It almost looked like that really fell apart, especially if they lost that jug in the fight right there. LBZS's fight would have fallen real flat.
Only 2 for dying there. They invested so much trying to kill the Morphling. It never happened. He's extremely tanky. Attribute shift maxed out, and this is going to be such a powerful combo. It usually is together sinking in a bit of trouble.
Snowball Walrus Punch coming through. Stun lands on Ame. Shards wide of the target. Now the pressure onto the tier 1. They might be able to get the tier 1 Magnetize comes in. That's going to hit onto this as well as Innocence on the Coddle. Get the kill, and now nothing to say. He's in pretty deep. Fortune Sin locks him up. The stun misses as he remnants away. The roll from KATU. Detroit, a sleight of fist to avoid the Burrow Strike. The God the Silence has nothing to say as well. Jinkyu, he's getting low. This is that snowball, but only in extending the inevitable of his death. And, well, Zhao Fu gets credit for that one, and KATU still trying to chase. Fortune's in, throwing on the Earth Spirit, thinking he would get a little bit closer to nothing to say. Unfortunately, can't close the gap. All they get out of that is the Tusk.
I think there was an interaction, something similar that happens with, like, Tiny Toss with the Tusk Walrus Punch. While inside the arena, there was, like, an attribute, actually, I'm really curious. How did Lesh ended up outside the arena with just a spear? Like,
Dire's middle tower
up in the air from the punch and goes over the arena.
Sure, but I believe there was no punch. Might be wrong. But this is something that that happens, as I said, like tiny volt should get you, you know, on that Z-axis and like
epicenter. They're trying to go on the Morphling once again. Got the damage this time. Purifying Flames will finish him off.
And then some tip, man. And I love that. Like, your tipping game needs to be in point, and I'd say LBZS is doing a really good job, you know, just holding that high ground, using every surprise, then with the Burrow Strike, and they have enough burst damage to actually bring him down.
Yeah, playing in a perfect position to catch Ame, who's going up there blind. That is a bit of a risk when you know you did recently just fight that as well. Innocence gets caught by KATU, spots him, magnetized, Fortune's in. There's another one for LBZS. KATU is making things happen all over the map so far for this Radiant side. So yeah, let's take a look. Looked like they were trying to show us the replay real quick. Nothing to say. Meanwhile, going for the BKB early win, Trojan, and then BKB. Yeah, both him and Ame playing hyper defensive.
I can understand why. You know, you're playing into Last Track, who mostly deals magical damage. Edict is physical, so that's gonna hurt still, but you need a defensive way. You're playing into Earth Spirit, into Sanking. Feels like you need to have frontliner. You need to buy more time for Morphling, because he is your late game security. Man, I really don't think this Lincoln Sphere is paying off. It's a very costly... It's tough to get. Like, I already said that you can't really block them with good spells.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, just a Morbid Mask to have a sustain would be fine. Possibly Manta style after that. Shotgun also feels good for bursting these heroes. Maybe not the best against the Oracle, because if he's fast enough, then you're kind of wasting a lot of gold if he can block that shotgun.
Sweep up on LGD. Towards curving high. Look for the Sand King. The Sandstorm. They've got the Dust as well as the Snowball Bitters, the Spear, Walrus Punch. Good smoke from LGD to get that kill. Nothing to say. Also came over. He's on a killing spree. All this is happening. LGD, they're trying to get some farm for Ame, but look at where MS is. He's got this Battle Fury, and what he's got queued up is the Manta into the Axe. He is ahead of Ame by 1,400 gold.
That's farming real nice. Like, being contested, top lane was going well for him, and they have not made any aggressive rotations on it. They still feel it can easily backfire if they lock him down. Omni Slash could really hurt.
So
If they need the Mars, stun him with the spear, follow up with the thrust, it's very hard to bring him.
And the Mars is going Yules.
Would
you want that, or more so the Blink dagger for a Mars to get on top of him?
I don't think for this situation, you would want him to have a Blink dagger, but Yules feels like a much safer choice here, where you can remove the silent. You know, also it's a good setup for a spear if you can time it well, not necessarily on Juggernaut, but on some other heroes.
There's a finish popping the double dash. Slide. Zhao Fu can chase for a moment. Nothing to say. They've got Kailh as well as Irving ready to go. Ame nearby too. Looking like this could be a clash with Q up in the top lane. That is the Sadowski's been trying to disrupt the sights away from it. They've got the arena jump with the Blade Fury in time from MS. He spins out of the arena. Zhao Fu losing that false promise on himself. Not looking like it's going to be enough to save him, as Nothing to Say gets yet another, and he's now dominating. So, what is for LGD, the itemization you think is going to be what works out for them? Is it these usuals? Is it the Lincolns? Like, would rather see them go a couple different items? Is it too defensive right now?
I think how game has developed, they need to get the defensive tools. So, big fan of Ember Spirit getting that beat burst item, so you can go in, try to create a bit of chaos, not caring about sanking Earth Spirit. There is still potentially a snowball save. Keeper of the Light going for a mech. And also just lowering the cooldown of certain abilities, let's say Waveform. This is a nasty combination with the Ember Spirit, the Slide of Fist into Steaming Chains. That's really potent.
And then for Ame, who's your morph target? What's going to benefit you the most? Hold on Irving. Lands the spear. Still wall coming in. And they've got Ame here to help out to get that kill. The one on the Sand King.
Ame does not have a shotgun build, so he's not going to go in and just delete one hero. It depends how the fight is going to start. If Lars gets a good arena, he's going to go in, follow it up. The one good thing about the Linkens here is he doesn't have to care about the Burrow Strike, which I think is the biggest problem for him right now. Just that instant initiation. Sanking's getting very close to the Blink Dagger, just to have it pulled away.
He's not too far away from it. He's quite behind Fate Beyond. Humskin's really picked up on the farm as Irving's has slowed down quite a bit. So an extra 1,000 gold to Faith Beyond. He's sitting at 6,700 net worth, only 1,000 behind his own Ember. We'll see what his game plan is coming into this. What he's looking for next is that Manta gets finished on MS, who is still top of the net worth and still farming really well. Next up for him is the Axe.
Still 0 deaths on him. Yeah, that Aghanim Scepter, really loving it, especially when there isn't enough burst damage to just bring you down instantly, and there's also Oracle. So, Oracle just needs to be very careful about his positioning, and you have good target. I think most of the time you want to use that false promise on Leshrac, because he is actually doing the most damage in the fight right now.
And he's a lot more killable than, say, Doug, right? Who can Blade Fury and keep himself alive a lot longer. Kind of picked up for the Leshrac next. They were looking towards Roche for a second until the shards came out from Jinkyu. Got Boots of Trap already to go. Kaya, Leshrac sitting just behind Ame and net worth. I have Nothing to Say. And then back into Roche now. Yeah, so they're trying to get this Aegis.
And I think they will. I feel LGD is not going to contest that.
They're grouping up like they want to smoke. That's exactly what they're going to do. 5-man smoke heading over. See if they can get there in time. This isn't exactly the quickest Roche. LGD played it. This Slide of Fist, Searing Chains. That's going to move up to Leshrac, who's going to get out of the bars. And now he's going to follow this up with the roll coming out from Kailh. Nothing to Say in the Roche pit. They snatch the Aegis. They take it away from the hands of LBCS. They've got the down. They got the kill. They've lost 2 heroes on the side of LGD. False promise, keeping this the Sand King alive. They take out X, look towards Irving. Now they'll find MS. The Blade Fury is over. The Lincolns gets power. The Burrow Strike is there. He's morphed into the Sand King. Manta trying to get away, but the Searing Chains are there. They've got the damage. They'll take out the Jug. 3 heroes gone to the side of LBZS, and they've snatched up that Aegis into the hands of Nothing to Say. A very well fought fight by LGD.
Sand King went for a play like, I'm gonna go and try to buy some time until, you know, my Last Track and Juggernaut finish off that Roche, but Nothing to Say very quick understands how low Roshan is, gets inside, and actually snatches the Aegis, which is pretty big. Like, this is game changing. You're morphing didn't die. You got that Aegis. You only lost your position 4 and 5 in that fight, so it's really, really good for LGD, right?
Yeah. Ame turned into the Sand King very early into the fight. When Irving initiated onto the Mars, immediately Ame chose the Sand King. Burrow struck him back, and the false promise has to get used on Irving. They wanted to keep him in the fight. And you don't have it for the Lashrak, you don't have it for the Jug, and it ends up being a very successful one for LGD, who now find Cat-U. Ame with another one. So MS getting slowed down a little bit, and now sits behind Ame in terms of net worth, who's picked up that Manta.
This game kind of reminds me of Vici against LBZS, game number 1, where LBZS was very aggressive and got so much network advantage, and after that everything just starts to fall off. It feels like their laning stage is really, really good, and the decision making in the mid game is, well, it's kind of costly. I mean, I can understand that. You have like 2 TI winning players on the one side and guys who are not as experienced as them, so yeah, clear difference in how to come back into the game or how to actually keep that advantage that you have going on.
Yeah, so that inexperience really hurting them. We saw that, like you said, with the first series that they played. You have such a big lead, and yet you don't know how to close it out. You fail to get up the high. It's that barrier of the game that keeps you from winning. They were right there. They looked really good in that first game. And that goes to the Blade Fury. See if they can keep up with him. Arena down. That keeps MS locked up. They're going to go with the Remnant, but now they're starting it off. If the Burrow Strike following it up. Roll in Cat-U. They are keeping him stun locked. They throw it back and they pop the Aegis, but now they've got Cat-U in trouble to take out the Earth Spirit. They've only got the first left for the hands of Nothing to Say. Now the Spirit's under the Lashrak. X will fall too. 2 heroes gone inside of LBZS. Right next to the tier 2 tower. We'll see LGD go from here. We've got that sigil from Jinkyu.
Good old sigil. I was wondering, you know, why we never got rid of that slot, cosmetics department. Because we wanted to bring the sigil back, and here it is.
Yeah, I've still got my Vici sigil, but I don't get to use it that much.
Radiant's middle tower
so that's the build from Tusk so far. Phase boots, Agsguard. And he's going for the Blink Dagger next. Blink Burrow Strike coming through, hitting on Innocence. They have the stuns on Ame. They're chasing, looking for the kill, but the spear stuns up MS. Innocence staying alive, and it's weaving as that roll comes out from Cat-U, but it's not going to land onto the Kailh. They hit the lower bunch of the Cat-U. They get the kill on the Earth Spirit. They'll look over at MS, who's complete through already. BKB popping Nothing to Say. Dives in deep. They got the spear, but it lands onto an illusion. Ami Slash bouncing around, trying to get the kill on a Faith Beyond. He gets low. The stun hits Irving. Faith Beyond at least gets rid of the down right on top of LGD. Jiaofu and Irving. So does Jinkyu. Blade Fury will get from MS. They got a sigil over the fight. They're trying to get the kill to the Jug. They've got him low. The Searing Chain sits onto the Lashrak as well as the Jug. They take out MS. They look over at X. Finish him off with the adaptive strikes. Now that it's unstoppable with that double kill. It's full team up for the side of LGD, with the buyback being used by Irving, who will Burrow Strike back towards the base and escape the hands of LGD.
Ooh, man, that was so costly. LBZS tried to kill Keeper of the Light, but LGD keeping him alive. Even if Keeper of the Light dies there, it's still really not worth it. They gave LGD enough time to actually prepare and choose where they want to take a fight. Yeah, you asked about Tusk, like he has only that sigil shard upgrade, while Keeper of the Light is gonna take as a position 4 in this game.
He's got quite a bit of farm.
Cape and almost a full 4-step.
He's ahead of the Sand King on the side of LBZS. He's found so much farm. He's got a bit of a surprise that he's gotten some space to get some farm himself. Hold on, Yule's used on Irving to have the spear to follow it up. There's the tag team, Walrus Punch, and another kill on the Sand King. And this seems to be how Irving's had this game go for him.
I mean, if Sand keeps playing like this, you know, Tusk will also be ahead of him just by staying AFK and not getting any creeps, because his stats are very costly. Not surprised by the Keeper of the Light getting this amount of farm, because new Keeper of the Light doesn't have Blinding Light, has a new spell Solar Bind, so you want max out Illuminate, which also means that you will get more farm.
They're still trying to roll. Recall, nothing to say. He's here. They'll dust up Kailh. Or actually, I believe they dusted up these LGD heroes. They'll still try to go and gets ahead of the rolling boulder, but they've had the stun on nothing to say. Maybe stepping in front of it wasn't the wisest idea. Blade thrown over it. They'll distract. They're going after Ame. Turns into the jug. Uses that blade through. Who comes in from Kailh once again, but the Brendan forward in front. Nothing to say. He can see with the GM M.2 now silence up. Well, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains that hits the Lashrakas with the Oracle. They get the Conda Jabu as well as Kailh, but they were down around the Lashrak, but the Blade Fury from MS allows him to leave. Team False Promise. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. They get the kill on the Lashrak and take out MS, completing the team wipe just in time as he was trying to TP back home. Into a 17,000 net lead for LGD, and they call GG. LGD take game 1 over LBZS.
Yeah, I mean, LGD managed to make a good comeback, I would say, where they chose the wise fights to go for. After those 2 deaths at the laning stage,
Dire team ban. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. PSG.LGD pack. Dire team pick.
Winter Wyvern.
PSG.LGD.
Elder Titan.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to pick.
Oracle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds. Dire team pick.
Beastmaster.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Sound Warlord.
PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alchemist, choose your hero.
I think it's doable. As Black said, this one, I trust Black. What I don't trust about Black is his lies about Mach 0 and performances.
Man. That LGD are just gonna go and find themselves with a big lead early, play that aggression like they did in the last game, and I don't think there's really a way that LGD could stop here. I think they're one of the top teams in this region. And they're showing it really precisely. First game was a bit rough in the early parts. I think LBZS did a really good job with that, but LGD over and why they're considered one of the top teams in the region. I think they're just gonna walk through again.
The Titan says no.
But after 3 games, you're just I'm done with them.
Get off my lawn.
I feel better already.
I'll tickle myself, just to laugh a bit.
Very much Nomad now back with another one between LGD and LBZS. It is definitely looking like it could be a struggle for LBZS. Impressed with their laning phase like we kind of talked about just now. The question is putting all the pieces together. Can they do that?
Yeah,
can they overcome this?
Can they once again get out of the laning stage, and how much of that pressure they can transition into the mid game? But I'll quote one of the best analysts out there that we have: when it's an Alchemist game, it's an Alchemist game. If you don't know who said that, it's Cinderin, and he knows a lot of stuff, Sometimes he has one of those hidden gems, especially about the Alchemist. So they have the attack speed against the egg. They have 2 saving supports. Not enough aggression from LGD early on, I would say. Like, these heroes need levels to make the move. Alchemist, definitely not a hero that goes around and does stuff. Beastmaster needs his level 6. Same goes for 2 supports. So what the LGD wants to do is just make some stacks, farm up, and play like a 15 to 20 minute game. Try to go as a team, while LBZS, they are much better at making stuff happen. You have this Spirit Breaker, you have Phoenix and Puck. These heroes want to be aggressive early on.
Damage here to Irving, had that Q pop. His attack speed a little bit slower, but Irving's here. He got Fire Spirits. Now he has nothing to give back. The charge is coming out. Damage, proccing the Jingu. Needs one more shot. Is the charge going to be in time? No. First blood for Ame, and then the charge comes in. Just a little bit late. And, LGD take first. But speaking about the supports of LGD, we used to see Orchids early on the 4-position Winter Wyvern. Is it still something that we'll see here? Go for that Orchid, maybe like Orchid or Blink Tiger or something. Find a position to get a...
Well, depending how much farm you can get on Winter Wyvern, Witchblade is extremely strong. Combine that with 50 damage on level 10. Winter Wyvern as a hero that plays from position 4 can really scale, and he can pretty much solo kill any hero.
See how much farm he ends up getting. Fortune's End from Innocence, and MS trying to put some pressure on Faith Beyond. I said it in the last game, usually a player who secures his lane no matter the matchup. And it's something that we've said about a couple of the SEA teams, but it finds itself being, if Faithbeyond has a bad game, it feels like LGD as a whole are having a bad game.
Especially in this one, because he needs to be like the playmaking position 3 here, and I think Ame needs to be more active than usual, because Alchemist is your late game security. I want to see what kind of build he decides to go for. Like Bracer is pretty standard, and I want to see whether it's a Radiance or Battle Fury game. Usually, at least in Europe, it is a Battle Fury game. You rarely see Radiance.
Well, we talked about Ame's build on Monkey King, so if he's going Battle Fury, is it going to just be...
No, you can't afford to get Battle Fury here. Like, you need to be more active, get either like a Maelstrom, keep joining the fights, or get Aghanim Scepter straight away, which is also a bit of a greedy build, considering you have Alchemist in your team, but it might work.
Okay. So we'll see how the builds go, how they split the farm. And
depending how much can he get out of the lane.
12-1 for the Outkickers, dive away from Irving, who had given up that first blood Arctic burn, as GQ is down here with Ame, Kailh, and some damage. What does this lane do up against the Monkey King? It's a 3-position Phoenix and a 4 Spirit Breaker.
Good question, because I don't think I have the right answer besides I have no clue. Like, I don't think you can kill the Monkey King, especially with the Wyvern. They have much more kill potential, because Wyvern is down here with the Monkey, and on the top lane, Y on Oracle, yeah, he can purge off the Spirit from Elder Titan, so you're really not gonna see the full potential of the ET in the laning stage. Mid lane going really well for Alchemist, as expected. Like, is a hero that almost doesn't have any armor. I think his starting armor is 0 or 1, so sitting in Acid Spray, it really, really hurts.
Yes, so already it seems like all 3 lanes from LGD are going quite well. The only one that's a little bit of a question mark is Faithbeyond. He's only 12-2. He's having an okay time. This is something we talked about, where LBZS, what we had pulled from their game so far, has been their laning stage. But we haven't really seen a game where it's kind of fallen flat on the laning stage just yet. So I'm interested to see if that were to occur, how they'd transition and how they're able to kind of change it up from there if they're not having what they want in the early parts of this.
I can only think it's going to be worse. It's much easier to play Dota when you are ahead. Like, judging from their games, they were pretty much wing and stage runs. MS might be in a bit of trouble top.
Yeah, just going after this one. Innocence wants to try and get the kill here on MS.
He wants too much. He wants the courier and the troll. Maybe get some hits on the tower.
To make up his time. Holding on to a double damage. Oracle kind of hurts. I think any hero with double damage pretty much exclusively hurts. Maybe not techies with the right click. So far, 27-15 for Ame. 29 about to be 30 CS for this Alchemist. All things running LGD's way at the moment.
1, 2, 3 bound. You almost get 4 bound lanes with the Alchemist in the
interesting attempt from Jinku to get that Splinter Blast off. The chase is on for Irving under the tier 2 tower. Ame coming for the safe lane. Now they've got the Dream Coil. The aggression might hurt them. 3 bot 2. They've made the rotation. They've got more here. They get the kill on Ame. They look over at Jinku. LGD overplaying their hand. Irving with one and Ek the other. That is a massive dive from those heroes.
I did not know Ame is listening to our stream. I said he needs to be more active, but that didn't mean for him to jump the tier 2 tower with Monkey King 5 minutes in.
That is not normally a spot you'd see a safe laner this early in the game. That's for sure. He's got that Orb of Corrosion. Maybe got a little bit too over his head with that one. That's how he spawns up top. An Arcade Rune picked up by Innocence. Fully charged that Fortune's End. Throw it over the Spirit Breaker. The Waning Rift coming through from X onto Nothing to Say. Not really stopping this Alchemist just yet, and he does have that Battle Fury queued up for the moment.
Battle Fury just feels like a better choice. Like, you find items that are not as costly as Sacred Relic, and it increases your farms. So nothing to say, doing really, really good. That's why they picked it. They thought it's gonna be puck on the mid lane. It is, and he doesn't really feel pressured. Phoenix wants to get that Spirit Vessel, of course, against the Alchemist, against the Oracle, Winter Wyvern, Monkey King. Like, there's so many heals that he can reduce.
You're looking for Ame. They've got the charge coming in from CatU, and Balance Strike in from Ame, and now Innocent's here to help. They've used that Dream Coil that brings 3 heroes over bottom, but it's not going to garner them any results. LGD get away with that one. They're sitting 1,000 ahead, but again, this is an Alchemist line. Ame surviving that, and we thought of him as being pretty much unkillable in the lane. I think the only reason he dies is because he's bought that tier 2 tower at 5 minutes into the game.
Or because they bring 3 or 4 heroes. I think this kind of pressure benefits LGD so much. They're not finding any kills. Alchemist is free farming in the jungle, is gonna have that really nice timing on Battle Fury. Or not. There's 1-2 stacks in his triangle, so he's gonna farm that. 3 points in Grievel's Greed is more than enough to get you. So, like, this is the time when Alchemist is really vulnerable, where you want to go and try to make some pressure on him. But you need Coil, you need Spirit Breaker Charge, and you also need to bring 1 extra hero. But to go back to the Spirit Vessel talk, it's a really, really good item here, because they have tons of heal and the lifesteal. But they also have 2 it off. One is Oracle ulti, the second one is Fortune's End, and Alchemist also has 1 with the camp.
Over to Ame once again. Goes into the mischief. MS comes up over. Battle Strike thrown to the troll. They'll try to dash out. Oh. Not fortunate enough to catch. In my 100 in this game, I guess it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Permabash in my games.
That's what causes me to go the pub 0-10.
Radiant's bottom tower
Some pressure on the tier 1
attack.
tower bottom. They'll try to take this tower, make it a little bit more difficult for Ame to find space to farm. Right now, nothing to say about to hit that 6K on the net worth. Pretty close to this battle, and Faith Beyond has seemingly been left in this top lane and do whatever he wants. He's got the Necro 1, he's got the Necro 2 queued up. No boot, it's just farm, get those Necro books, or that Necro book upgraded, and tier 1 of your own.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Good job from LBZS. Recognize pressure, take a tier 1 of their own, and working around the map, trying to get what they can. Charge comes out. They've got X moving in on the Innocent, so try to survive. The swoop lands on Oracle. They'll take out Innocent. Primal Orb is used on CatU, but they don't have any follow-up to this, so after that's over, he'll just TP away. Primal Roar pretty much wasted.
I talked about how they don't have heroes to actually play Dota with for the first 10 minutes. The 1 kill they have is the one before the Thorn, so yeah, kind of hard for LGD to play, but that's not the game to be active for the first 10 minutes. They just want to keep farming. You have Alchemist, you have Beastmaster. These heroes really, really scale. I still don't see an item to pick it up on Monkey. There's the Lore. Once again, for Ame.
That spot is not a livable one right now for Ame. He's got boots, wing lace, 700 gold. He's got quite a bit of farm, keeping up with CatU on the Spirit Breaker. You see the Monkey King now behind Faith Beyond. This game starting to feel like it's on nothing to say more than Ame, for sure. But the nature of an Alchemist lineup.
He has nothing to say. He lets his gameplay do the talk. It's a 10-minute Battle Fury on top of Power Treads and Double Bracer. Like these are some sick timings on it.
Already with the Ogre going into the Sanjin Yasha next, like he's got so much gold. Obviously, that's a statement you say quite often with an out, but he's really doing a good job. This feels like one of the better timing we've seen in the Alchemist. Winter's Curse, turning the Icarus dive. Charge up Jin's in. Jingu procking Sunray, but not going to matter. Ame with another kill onto the Phoenix. So both kills for Ame, both kills on the Phoenix. Everybody else so far, LBZS has survived the game up to this point. X, who we thought might struggle against an Alchemist, has himself in a decent position overall with his net worth.
Yeah, he's doing okay. I mean, it's still Alchemist. You can't really keep up with his amount of farm, but the Witchblade is very close.
Like Aether Lens for the Winter Wyvern. We've got the Sanj finished off for out. Nothing to say, closing in on the X and Y. 737 gold per minute right now for nothing to say up to this point. And then as he's putting a Sanj and Yasha as well, going into the Ags afterwards. Ags, for the most part, pretty standard item for the troll.
Yeah, these days a lot of good things to dispel from yourself, like this armor, and you can dispel Monkey King. Alright,
Dreamcoil again on the 2 to look for the suit. The Earth Squirrel coming through. GQ surviving with himself in full brace. The false promise himself on Innocence. Primal Roar now hitting the puck. Did it have the rotation positions? Did it have the damage? The illusory orb. X on the run. One shot from Dan. The tower. Is it enough? Yes, it is. They also killed off Cat Yu. They lose Zhao Fu, and 3 heroes gone on the side of LBZS, bringing MS about face and try to run, but the Primal Spring comes through from Ame with Balance Strike. MS, he'll fight into this. Wukong's going for the Supernova, trying to crack the egg. Will do so 2 heroes dead. MS committing to this one, looking for Faith Beyond, but they've got the Jinx proc, the Wukong still going, and a full team wipe for the side of LGD.
This is rough. Even without them getting those extra kills of LGD, it's still a huge win because Alchemist is just farming. Like he's also getting back into the game. Winter Skirts.
Locking up his element once again. Zhao Fu killed off by the Balance Strike from Ame, who's sitting near the stairs. Come look for the Tier 1 tower mid. LBZS already sitting 8,000 net worth behind just 13.5 minutes into the game.
This is exactly what LGD wanted them to do, because LBZS, they feel like they need to make an aggressive move, and LGD will take that anytime, because they have 2 saving supports. They don't have supports that are able to go out of the map and rotate and aggressive moves, so they are fine with that. Also, the next time they lose 1 or 2 heroes, LGD can easily just transition that into Roche. They have more than enough damage. Inner Beast maxed out, plus a book, Alchemist minus armor coming up from the Acid Spray, and suddenly it's 8k gold.
And we saw just a glimpse of what they're doing with the puck as well. It's getting vision for Ame. He goes in with a Balance Strike onto that pop. Doesn't get the kill, but it is the vision game for LGD that's helping them kind of make these maneuvers.
I like the itemization from Ame in this game, where he just wants to get like another defensive tool for himself. He is playing aggressive. He wants to jump around, even though they have 2 defensive support. BKB still feels like a very good item here, because Alchemist is the carry here, and you are looking for a timing. So BKB will be done in the next 2 minutes. A lot of farm on the bottom lane for nothing to say.
So far, so good. More than doubling the net worth of the second hero on that list of Ame. So Monkey King's recovered pretty well, and he's going into a BKB of his own. Blade Mail being built now by the Spirit Breaker, who had Shadow Blade queued up for the majority of it. But now changing his mind. Onto the Winter Wyvern, but put up the TP. There's the ult. They take out JQ very quick.
Radiant's middle tower is
They
under
decide
attack.
to go in, maybe find another target, but the run from LGD is already split, so no buyback. For comparison, Alchemist has the same amount of gold as Puck, Phoenix,
Radiant's
and
middle
Spirit
tower has fallen.
combined.
That is
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
he sitting at right now with his GPM. Take a look at his gold per minute, now sitting upwards of 920. So he said it was 737 a moment ago. Now if you look at his just that much more. Almost in that 1,000 mark. Zhao Fu, Purifying Flames. The best feeling when you're an Oracle is getting that kill with Purifying Flames. They'll use that Primal Roar. Ame goes in and gets the kill on X. Another 2 there for LGD. Mega kill streak for
I think it's
Ame.
Roche time. They have more than enough damage. As I said, at 1 or 2 kills, straight into Roche pit.
Dire's middle tower
Obviously, has
is
have a
under
good
attack.
vision, so they know something's happening. 2 good wards around the Roche pit, plus a Hawk, but I'm not sure if they can contest that. Phoenix has the 2 Spirit Vessel charge. Roshan going down very quickly. Yeah, I don't think they can contest this. It feels like you can, but it's not going to be very long.
Just Curse was used as they try to charge in. That hits the triple as well as the Spirit Breaker. Cat, you in trouble. He'll be the first one to fall. He buys back. So this is looking like an all or nothing from LBZS. They've got the Wukong's Manacles. The Eagle coming up from the Phoenix. They look over Jafu. They'll try to chase onto the Elder Titan. They look and focus on MS as well. Stun ready to try and keep him alive as well. Supernova. They use that Battle Trance. Looking good for the Supernova to end up popping, but it's just not in time. Irving, he ends up dying now. MS with no longer having that Battle Trance, needs to run. However, we can reinitiate as the stomp is really well placed from that Elder Titan. They get the kill landing. They look over Fate Beyond. Nothing to say. Getting juggled with those bastards coming out from Cat. You will charge over on Ame, but they get the kill on X. They look over MS once again, but they the Jiggy Stack proc. Ame backs off. MS looking towards the north part of this fight as they lose Zhao Fu, and that's a 3rd gun. Or really a 4th with
Radiant's
the Spirit Breaker
bottom
buying
tower
back.
is under attack.
Everything just working out for LGD. ET made probably the best play so far for LBZS team. It was 4-man stomp into the Earth Splitter, but still not enough damage. And Aegis was not taken off from the Alchemist. He is going into AC next. So looking good, really rough for LBZS. 17k gold lead, 18 minutes in. You know what I always say when you have the same amount of gold, 1 gold per minute, and then the game just officially ends. They're very close to the...
They've chased so long for Ame, and they just don't find him. He stops the BKD, get a 2-man Stainless Strike as the chase is on. Cat, you get spotted. Got to remember, he's not going to have a second life to buy back with. They've got the Primal Roar coming from the Phoenix. They look over at Cat U as well. They go to Irving. They'll also find Cat U. 2 heroes there with the Cold Embrace. That will save Faith Beyond, and there's the Winter's Curse. It locks up X as well as Zhao Fu. Down goes Zhao Fu. MS chasing Faith Beyond. The illusion over to try and run, but it's doing your troll all alone.
Oh man, for that ulti, not would make any difference, but yeah, 20k gold lead, 19 minutes in, just
Thanks.
you know, it's the 2nd game, so if they lose, the series just ends, but not sure if they have enough tools to fight back LGD. Phoenix is only level 10, level 1 Supernova dies, like position 5 can actually focus it and it dies, and there's the Head of Midas queued up by Phoenix,
Dire's
which
middle tower is under
you know, it's kind of a griefing item, I would say, especially about 20 minutes.
Trying to we have thoughts like, can we take this late? We'll have some farm if we do end up being successful in Endeavor. Stay front and right in the face of MS. He tries to TP in and get the kill onto this Alchemist. Charge far and deep from Cat U. He'll take out Jinku. He didn't have the Winter's Curse anyway, but he does have buyback from BKB hot by Ame. They'll look over at Cat U. They'll throw the Jinku down the Fate Beyond. So he's out of the fight for the moment. They hit the sweep out of the Oracle. The buyback. There's the Equistop as well as the Supernova being used. The stun is out onto MS. The Supernova is just a little bit too far behind. They'll stack on top of him. On top of it, making sure he can protect it. However, these big spells. The Supernova sound may not look that great for LBZS. And there's the Winter's Curse. Somebody running from Ame, but with the Jinku stack, the blue punch from the man, they get the kill on the Irving. They look over at the Red. X is trying to run. He'll phase shift, but I don't know if that's going to keep him alive for that much longer. MF goes down, so the Zhao Fu. They'll find themselves the puck. They'll take him down. 4 heroes down on the side of LBZS. The buyback coming out from Irving, and now a 20,000 net worth lead for LGD.
LBZS uses 2 big teamfight ultis, ET and the Supernova. that doesn't hit anything. So
Dire's
LG
middle tower is under
probably go
attack.
in,
Dire's middle tower
try
has
to end
fallen.
this game possibly. There's still 50 seconds left on Aegis. One buyback expended for Survivor, and I like how they recycle their abilities. The first Survivor uses Cold and Brave. He's also putting more points in, just left in control, which I really like. Instead of just maxing the armor burn, and then Oracle ulti comes up. That Ame respawns with the full HP after Oracle ulti. While I'm talking some nonsense, Wrath is gone.
The Rax is just disintegrate. There's nothing left there in the middle lane for LBZS. 3,000 net worth. We're nothing to say on this Alchemist. He is so far ahead. And going over that 1,000 GPM. Primal Roar used on Jiaofu. Jindu got the damage. He'll get the kill. It's Faith Beyond who gets credit for that one. And now their focus is on the top lane. We've got nothing to say here. Well, really, the entire team here. To make sure they can take these objectives.
Aegis reclaim, so I don't think there's gonna be some. There's still 2 BKBs available. It's just the damage that Control does at this point.
Dire's top tower is under
Doesn't really
attack.
feel like a deterrent anymore. Get the tier 3 tower in the top lane. All 5 heroes ready to come inside of LBCS. They have everything to throw in the kitchen sink this time, but whether or not that house is big enough to do the damage. 3-man per balance strike coming in from really just stops them in their tracks for a split second. They've got the Dream Core that hits on the Dream Q as well. There's nothing to say. They've also got the sweep. Well, Supernova feels so late on that bar this time. It's so far from the fight. They get the counter Cat U. They also have the Witcher's Curse, though. GG. MS ends up dying. Jiaofu looking like he's going to be next. It really doesn't matter up to this point. The teams have been called, and the game goes there for LGD as well as the series. A 2-0 victory for LGD over LBCS in their debut here in the upper division for the Chinese region. Really well done by LGD and really making a name statement there